Long ago, when the world was still young, the skies above Starfall Kingdom were alive with wonders. Every night, brilliant streams of falling stars painted silver trails across the heavens. The people believed these stars were gifts from the sky, carrying hope, light, and blessings to the land below. The kingdom itself was a place of beauty emerald valleys, rivers that gleamed like crystal, and mountains whose peaks touched the clouds. But Starfall's true treasure was the Starfire gem, a crystal pulsing with the light of 1,000 stars. It was kept in the castle's tower, guarded not just by men, but also by dragons who had sworn a pact of peace with the people. For centuries, humans and dragons lived side by side. The dragons guarded the skies against storms and invaders, while humans cared for the valleys below. Together, they built a kingdom where harmony thrived. But harmony never lasts forever. In the far north, where the sun rarely rose and mountains of ice pierced the clouds, there lived a dragon unlike the others. His name was Frostbane. His scales shimmered white as frozen glass, and his wings spread wider than the sails of 10 ships. Unlike the Starfall dragons, Frostbane despised humans. He believed dragons were meant to rule. One night, during the grand festival of falling stars, when the skies were at their brightest, Frostbane descended from the frozen peaks.
With a roar that shook the kingdom, he seized the Starfire gem in his claws and flew away, leaving the skies dark and the people trembling in fear.
Without the gem, the land began to weaken.
The stars no longer shone as brightly.
Fields grew cold, rivers slowed, and hope itself seemed to fade. Brave knights tried to reclaim it, but none returned. And so, Starfall waited for a hero. In a quiet village, on the edge of the Mistwood Forest, lived a girl named Lyra. She was not a knight, nor a sorceress. She had no armor, no sword, and no crown. But Lyra carried something rarer than all of those. A heart that listened. Every night, while others slept, Lyra climbed the hill behind her cottage to watch the darkened skies. Though the stars had dimmed since the gem's theft, she could still hear their whispers. It was not a sound in her ears, but a song in her soul, gentle, guiding, and full of wonder. One night, as she gazed up, a star fell brighter than any she had ever seen. Its light landed softly near her, glowing like a lantern in the grass. And from it came a voice. "Child of Starfall, the kingdom needs you." The Starfire waits, but only those who walk with courage and kindness may claim it. "Follow the path of starlight, and you shall find your destiny." Lyra's heart pounded. She was no knight, no warrior, yet the stars had chosen her. So, before the dawn, she packed her small satchel, a loaf of bread baked by her mother, a wooden flute carved by her father, a lantern, dim but steady. With a last look at her sleeping village, Lyra set out toward the Mistwood, guided by the faint silver glimmers on the path ahead. Chapter 2. Companions of the road, Lyra did not travel long alone. In the Mistwood, she met Finn, a stable boy from the castle who had run away. Finn carried a rusty sword, much too big for him, but his eyes burned with dreams of knighthood. Though clumsy and nervous, he had a heart full of loyalty. Later, at the edge of the Silver Lake, they found a dragon hatchling no larger than a horse trapped in a hunter's net. His scales glowed like burning embers, and when freed, he introduced himself proudly as Ember. "I am no hatchling," he insisted, puffing a little flame. "I will grow to be the mightiest guardian of Starfall. You shall see." And so the unlikely trio formed a girl who listened to stars, a boy who dreamed of being a knight, and a dragon who burned with courage. The path to Frostbane's lair lay across mountains, forests, and rivers, each hiding its own peril. In the Forest of Echoes, the trees whispered lies and fears, trying to turn the companions against each other. But Lyra played her flute, and its clear melody reminded them of trust and friendship.
At the Bridge of Storms, thunder cracked and winds threatened to throw them down into the abyss.
Finn nearly fell, but Emberwing caught him with his wings. proving that even small dragons could be mighty. In the caverns of ice, they faced darkness so deep that even fire could not pierce it. Lyra lifted her lantern, whispering, "Even the smallest light can break the dark!" The stars answered her, glowing faintly along the path. With each trial, they grew stronger not through power alone, but through courage, kindness, and trust. At last, the trio reached the northern peaks, where Frostbane ruled. His fortress was a palace of ice and jagged stone. Inside, frozen statues of knights and dragons lined the halls those who had failed before. At the heart of the throne room, Frostbane sat coiled around the Starfire gem, its light trapped in his icy claws. "You dare challenge me, little sparks," he thundered. "This world belongs to dragons alone." Finn trembled but raised his sword. Emberwing growled and breathed fire. Lyra stepped forward, lantern in hand. "The stars gave their light to be shared," she said firmly. "Not stolen, not hoarded. Together is stronger than alone!" Frostbane roared, sending storms of ice and snow crashing toward them. Finn shielded Lyra. Emberwing fought flame against frost. But it was Lyra who lifted her lantern, letting its tiny flame touch the Starfire gem. The gem flared, brighter than the sun. The stars above seemed to awaken, filling the sky with 1,000 lights. Their song rang through the mountain. "Light belongs, not to one, but to all who guard it with love." The ice shattered. Frostbane howled, his power broken by the brilliance of unity.
With a final cry, he fled into the farthest north, never to return.
When Lyra, Finn, and Emberwing returned to Starfall, the Starfire gem was restored to its tower. At once, the skies filled with falling stars. Once more, the rivers ran bright, the fields grew green, and joy returned to the kingdom.
King Alder knelt before the three heroes.
"You have done what knights and armies could not," he said. "You have proven that true strength is found in courage, in friendship, and in hope." Lyra became known as Lyra of the Starlight, the girl who listened to the stars. Finn was knighted, becoming a protector of the kingdom, though he never forgot his humble beginnings. And Emberwing grew into a mighty dragon, guardian of the skies, forever loyal to the kingdom that had believed in him. Epilogue. The tale lives on from then on.
Whenever the Festival of Falling Stars lit up the skies, the children of Starfall would gather
And whisper the story of the girl, the boy, and the dragon who saved them all. And in the quiet of the night, if you listened closely, you could still hear the stars whispering. Even the smallest light can shine the brightest. Subscribe for more.